Hey everybody. Um, the videos we're putting together, the stuff we're trying to make happen with the private express trust and um, recognizing sovereignty and the people versus state. The real story, the underlying story here is that we, the people, the living people, have been enslaved. All the people in all the countries. Okay, we're all living a derivative of our existence. We're living the story that they've created for us, and it's not something we created. And some people argue, they say, oh, I don't feel like I'm a slave. And that's probably by condition. I think most people would recognize that we've been tricked, we've been manipulated, been brainwashed. Some of us are woke, some of us are not. Some of us are awakened, which is different than woke, apparently. But the point of this video is to recognize how you've been enslaved and to see the mechanism that has been used. Okay, World War III is a war of consciousness, and that's the truth. It's our conscious mind. It's our consciousness is what we see in the world, and more importantly, what we tell ourselves. That matters because what we tell ourselves creates the existence that we're in. Okay, if somebody wants to come in and do something, they're telling themselves that they can do it. And if they just do it, everybody else is telling themselves that he can do it. We're going to let them do it. And I may get there through battles. It may get there through reputation. I could get there through deception, right? You've been tricked into things, into believing things that weren't true, right? We talk a lot about how the entire government is not what we thought it was. It's not the Republican form government, a government of people. And to get there, to see what's happening, to see how this whole war, see how we've been attacked and enslaved, you have to go into your mind a little bit. You got to see how your mind and your soul work. And to get it started, the most important thing is to recognize that you are not your thoughts. Okay, the thoughts you carry in your head, they're not you. Are they of you? Maybe, but what's important is that they are not you. So when you think something, it's not an automatic bonding of that thought to you. Your thoughts are another thing. All right, and when you meditate, and it's very important to meditate, when you meditate, you sit there and you kind of notice these thoughts. You observe the thoughts, and the fact that you can observe them, the fact that you can pay attention to them, proves that they're not you. If you can observe something, you're not it. And so, being aware of that is the first step. And once you're aware of that, you may see that these thoughts are out of control, that they attack you, that there's too many of them, that once you start focusing on one, you just got a whole bunch more thoughts coming up. And that's okay, because it's the first step. And after you start to observe them more and more, you start to realize that they have less and less control over you. And that's a second thing, is to know that they have no control over you. And in fact, when you give them control, you give your thoughts, your mind control over you, you're submissive to your thoughts. But when you can see that you control it, you can limit what your thoughts think about, you can control what your mind works on, then you're the master, okay? And the mind is either a fantastic servant or a wicked master. And so why is all this important? Why does all this matter? Because if you can't decipher between your thoughts and you you get sold something, you hear something, somebody tells you something is the way it is, or you hear something for the first time, but that thought gets in there. And if there isn't any barrier, a separation between you and your thoughts, well, then that thing takes over. Okay, so like when you get sold and you hear a commercial, you hear any sale, you hear this story, you hear this beautiful story about something, your mind gets stuck on it. It loves stories. Our minds love stories. we can't differentiate between what's outside with something else, what's being sold to us, and what it is that we actually want. We can't see the difference unless you have that inner strength, that barrier, unless you can separate your own thoughts from the outside world. And it sounds kind of dumb. It sounds like, oh yeah, I'd never do that. But it is not true. We're surrounded by stories. We're very ignorant of the truth. We're ignorant of the substance. And without a concrete understanding of the truth and of the substance, we are completely susceptible to whatever anybody else wants to tell us. And so if they just keep telling us it over and over, we're never going to see it. And that is how they've attacked us. It's how they've brainwashed us. We know it from the TV. It's telecasting, broadcasting, channeling, programming. It's a great story to us. We like it. It's fun stories. But it's just telling us how they want us to think. How they want us to see the world. Okay, and the big part is the government. We've all been brainwashed to believe that this government is our government, that we created it, that's of us, and it's just not. At one time we created the government, but it got hijacked from us. We got tricked out of it. And so it's important to be on this journey and revolution, see what's happening to us, to seeing how we are being enslaved. We are already enslaved. That the idea that, oh, I'm not enslaved because I choose to do what I want to do. Well, kinda. You may have a choice, but it doesn't necessarily mean you get to choose. If the labor slave got to choose between plantation A and plantation B, or between swinging a pick and pushing in a shovel, if they had that choice, that wouldn't make them free, right? You sit back and think about all the things you want to do in this world, right? You think about all the things you could do, and the first thing you think about is how you can't do them, how you need to have money to do it. And then you think to yourself, okay, well, I need this money someday to do the thing I want to do someday. Means I have to do what I don't want to do now. We talk ourselves into it. We've agreed that we don't get what we want. We've accepted it because we've been told it. We've been told to us over and over, and we've been told the only way to get what we want is to sell out to them. And that's the truth. I came out of college thinking I wanted to do the right thing and help people and make products and things that are better for folks, but that kind of life didn't pay very well. And I had a very good degree, and I wanted to get compensated for the hard work that I put into it. And so I sold out a little bit. I worked for the companies that were paying more money. And there's a reason they pay you more money. So you do everything they want you to do. But we're convinced that we're not even the people anymore. We have been brainwashed into believing that. Say we the people. Talk to other people, your friends, about people. Say that you're the people. Say I'm the people. Say we the people. It's a trick. It feels weird. That's because we've been brainwashed. We've been tricked into this. Which means the easiest thing is just to be able to step up and be honest and stand out and say, hey, this isn't right. It matters when you meditate. You got to think about what is for you and what is not for you. And when you meditate, you can see that. If you don't meditate and you don't put a separation between you and your thoughts, if you can't even slow them down, if you can't be aware of them, you are a slave. It means anybody can sell you anything, given enough time. It means that you don't have that barrier between what's for you and what's not for you. And if you're just kind of, oh, okay, whatever, and then some slick salesman or commercial comes by and starts talking to you about how great this thing is, how much better your life's going to be with it, how you really can't even live without it, how much you pay for this. Oh, okay, I'll give you money. I'll take the thing. I'll do the thing you said. I mean, it's true. And we all deny it. We all deny it that we don't get sold, but we are just swimming in a world of choice that we didn't put there. None of the options we have out there are something that we created or that I created. It was the option that have been provided to us. And as long as we choose that way and we just accept what options they give us, then they keep us in this boundary, right? We're only going to get these choices. Outside of that, we don't even get to see. We don't even know about. It's not even in our thought process. I mean, there was a time when people created all their own stuff, or they bought the things they needed to create their own stuff. And over time, as we've seen it, as fiat money has become prevalent, as fake money has become prevalent, and the consumption is the only thing that runs the entire commercial market. Is as long as that people keep consuming, as long as then they're just going to give us more and more things to consume, more and more choice, and we just keep doing it. And so, being able to see that cycle takes meditation. It takes some firmness, and you need to be able to separate that stuff in your mind. I mean, I still love being entertained. Don't get me wrong. I still watch movies and TV and stuff like that. I took a huge break for a long time because I didn't trust it. But now, once you see that, it's just all stories. It's all lies. Everything is a lie, and the fact that you don't know the truth is what is the linchpin to it. All right, so a little bit of a rant, but you got to be able to see what your thoughts are, what is for you, and what you were being told, and what the outside world is, and how do you navigate all that? How do you find out what's for you and what's being told to you? You gotta be able to meditate. You gotta be able to shut out the noise. You gotta be able to have conversations with yourself, control those thoughts, and ask yourself, what is for me? What should I be doing? What is best for me and my family and my people and my community? Is it best to enslave myself to some system and stockpile fiat currency so that someday maybe I'll do something good for my community? And that's really the beauty of a private express trust. You can do whatever you want. You can create a system, you can create a charity, a group, an organization that genuinely helps people live an easier life. You can do it without commerce. Okay? That's how they trick us too. We believe that charity is the only way to do good things for other people, and it's just a commercial ensnarement. You're just throwing money away at another corporation, and they're telling you things. That's why you'd probably have kept yourself from trying to do something good for other people or create your own thing, because the system's going to come in there and make your life harder. They're going to make things difficult for you, and you're going to have stressful things you don't want to deal with anymore. Then so you give up on it. You say, I'm just going to take care of myself. It's not worth it anymore. And they wear us all down like that. But when you're the people, and you can organize yourself in contract, organize yourself in a private express trust, you do whatever you want. You have the authority. You have the authority to tell any government to leave you alone, but they don't have power to get involved in your world, and that's what this is all about. And a lot of people think private express trust, and they don't get it. They don't see why it would be valuable because they've got everything they need now. There's a way to do everything they need now. As long as they play by the rules, they won't be messed with. But we've seen over time those rules get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. They confine us in and in and in. I mean, they locked us in our damn rooms, in our houses. We all said, okay. And half the people said, you're damn right, you go in your room. Yeah, damn right you lose your job because you won't comply. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there still like that. So, all right, well, again, thanks for your time. You want to chat about this stuff some more, join us on Zooms. Tuesdays at 11:30 Mountain Time and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Links are on the website, aguagiero.net. Thanks for your time. Have a good day.